Hi everyone and welcome to this video. This is a Math OD1 video, Chapter 3, Section 3. We're going to continue on with this topic and we're going to start working on application problems or word problems. Our first problem says Julia is buying a shirt for $12. And then it asks how much tax will she pay if the sales tax rate is 6%. So remember, one strategy that we have here is to circle things that are important. So $12 is the cost of her shirt. The tax rate is 6%. Remember, whenever we're doing math with percents, we're going to have to convert them into decimals. So 6% is 0.06. And the thing that we want to find out is X, how much tax will she pay? So how do we calculate sales tax? Well, our sales tax, another way to say it is that sales tax is 6% of $12. Okay? And if you go back to the previous section, the way that would have been written if this were a problem from the previous section is it would say, what is 6% of $12? Okay? So remember, anytime we see the word what, that means X is equals 6%, 0.06 of times 12 is 12. So then we need to get on a calculator and figure out, okay, fine, well, what is 6% of $12? And we can do that, and we find out that it is 72 cents. Okay, so the question didn't ask for anything else, right? This is the final answer for this question. But I want to ask you, because you're going to see this in some of the other word problems, how much is she going to pay total for the shirt plus the tax? How much is that going to be, right? Because she's not going to get a bill for the shirt, right? Or look at her receipt and it's not just going to say 72 cents. So what is it going to be? Well, it's going to be the price of the shirt plus sales tax. So the total amount she'll be paying for the shirt plus sales tax would be $12.72. So as you go through, you're doing your homework, make sure you're reading very carefully what they're asking for. So again, in this question, all they want us to find is the 72 cents. So in this particular question, the answer is 72 cents, okay? Not $12.72. But in other questions, they might phrase it differently. They might ask you for a different value. So just be careful and read the word problems carefully. Okay, the next one. The restaurant bill was $68.75. That sounds important, so I'm going to circle it. It says Ingrid paid the bill and left a tip of $11 for the waiter. And then it says, what percent of the bill was the tip that Ingrid left? So let's do this thing where we translate these things. What percent? So I'm going to write X. And then remember, the word percent reminds me that my final answer has to be a percent. Okay? Of, that means times, the bill. Well, how much was the bill? Well, we're told that the bill was $68.75. Okay? What percent of the bill was? Well, was is the past tense of the word is. And remember, anytime you see the word is, you write equals. Was the tip that Ingrid left. Well, how much was the tip? Well, the tip was $11. So this is going to be $11. Okay? So you can do the same process just like we did in the last section and just translate this word by word into a problem. Okay, so we have 68.75x is equal to 11. So we're going to have to divide both sides by 68.75. So we need to use a calculator, and we have 11 divided by 68.75, and that gives us 0.16. Okay, and it's at this point that we have to remember, well, wait a minute, we have to convert this to 8%. Okay, and remember we do that by multiplying 0.16 by 100%. So that means that Ingrid left a 16% tip. That's what that means. Okay? All right, let's do a few more word problems. Number 3, Celia is a salesman and earns a commission of 2% on his sales. That sounds important, so I'm going to circle it. He received a commission check of $7,000 for the month of March. And then it says, what was Celia's sales amount in March? So this is what we're trying to find, is X. Okay? So commission is 2% or 0.02 of total sales. So if I take 2% and multiply it by his total sales, that's going to give us the amount of money that he earned. And we know that his commission check was $7,000. So we have 0.2% of something. 2% of something, or 0.02 times something, is equal to 7,000. So from here, we divide by 0.02. Okay, and we should get a value that's much more than 7,000. And we find out that X is $350,000. Okay, so that means that he sold $350,000 worth of something, maybe cars, real estate, something, right? And so his commission check, again, for the month of March was $7,000. $7,000 is 2% of his total sales. That's another way to say it. Okay. Bridget registered to take classes at the local community college. Okay, she's only having to pay 60% of the tuition, which is nice. Okay, and a 3-credit class cost $1,101. And the question is, how much did she have to pay? We'll call that X. Okay, so Bridget only has to pay 60% or 0.60 of, we'll just call it the total. Okay. So the amount that she pays is 60% of the total. Okay, and we know that how much she pays, we're calling that X. And we know that the total, right, is the amount that a 3-credit hour class costs. Okay, and then we can just type that into a calculator. And we find out that she only has to pay $660.60. Okay. All right, let's do one more word problem. It says, Angela is selling cars for a living. In 1 week, she sold $37,500 worth of cars. And she earned a commission of $1,875. And we want to know what is her commission rate. We'll call this X. Okay? So another way to say it is that we want to find the percent, right? Or we could say, another way to say it is 1875 is what percent of $37,500. Okay, so we could write that as 1875 is equal to 37,500x. So we divide both sides by 37,500, and we have to type that into our calculators. And when we do that, we find out that her commission rate is 0.05, and of course we have to convert that to 8%. So that is a 5% commission rate.